In my class, we read the whole Declaration of Independence. I also have students read a deleted section, a portion of the Declaration that did not make it to the final draft. And it begins like this: "He has waged cruel war against human nature itself." And he, of course, is King George III. This is in the list of grievances against the king. A cruel war against human nature itself, violating its most sacred rights of life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him, captivating and carrying them into slavery in another hemisphere, or to incur miserable death in their transportation thither. So he's blaming King George III for slavery in the colonies and slavery in the 13 states. It doesn't, one doesn't have to think too hard to wonder how it is that Thomas Jefferson is blaming somebody else, or King George, for slavery, considering that he himself was a slave owner. And this, I think, does two things for students. The first is that it helps us to remember that our historical figures, even our heroes, can be politically and intellectually maddeningly inconsistent. And that's always a nice thing to see, that we don't expect them, so that we don't expect them to be perfect. But the other thing is that the fact that it was deleted reminds us that the writers of the Declaration of Independence were very conscious of how this document was going to be received. And in the final draft, they say, he says, to prove their claims against the king, let facts be submitted to a candid world. They are stating to, the whole world was watching, and they wanted to make sure that other countries, other leaders who were paying attention to what's going on in the British Empire would find little fault with the claims of the Declaration. And so the fact that they gave that section on slavery the heave-ho suggests that they saw it as an intellectual inconsistency as well.